Hi everyone, welcome again to Total Learning and Development class, and today we will learn about TLD 304. As usual, as you know that our TLD 301 and 301 to 302 and 303 to 304 is more to child psychology and development. But for TLD 304, we will focus in the aspect of social emotional. Here are the objectives of TLD 304 course. Okay, so this course will let you to understand the children feelings about themselves, the development of responsibility, and what are their ability to relate positively to others. And the other one is to learn about self and others in terms of trust known, caring adults, regulates own behavior, plays with other children, learns to be a member of a group, and uses personal care skills. Why social emotional learning? So maybe some of you raise a question about this. Okay, as a normal human being, we will closely related to our emotion. Okay, so it is important to learn on how to manage our social emotional and also to know the social emotional learning. So the social emotional learning consists of 5, okay, that are self-awareness, that can be defined as the ability to accurately recognize one's own emotion and thought and how this influence behavior. The second one is relationship skill. It is the ability to establish and maintain healthy and rewarding relationship, okay, with individual and group. The third one is self-management, our own management, okay, the ability to successfully regulate one emotion, thought, and behavior in every situation. Fourth is responsible decision making. It is the ability to make choices, okay, about personal behavior and social interaction based on ethical standard, safety concern, and also social norm. And the last one is social awareness. It is the ability to take the perspective of and empathize with others, including those from diverse backgrounds and cultures. Here are the strength and benefit, okay, of the social emotional learning. What you can gain if you build a strong social emotional, okay, so you will gain the emotional regulation, means you can regulate your emotion effectively and your children emotion effectively, able to have a positive classroom management, okay, become resilience, okay, become a self-confidence, and also increase and optimize the academic achievement. And at the same time, you will reduce the risk of making problem, emotional distress, and do a negative thinking. For your information, early childhood education in the aspect of social and emotional development, okay, is raised by Dr. K.A. Koch from University of Jos. Okay, so the outline for this course, okay, consists of several skills. Okay, one of them is interpersonal skills. Okay, as you know, interpersonal skills is between us and people. Okay, the ability to relate with others in terms of peer relationship, okay, and also child-teacher relationship. Peer means clique, our clique or our friends. Okay, someone that related with us. Okay, friend with us. Intrapersonal skills is the ability to understand oneself, means the ability to understand our own. Okay, for example, like emotional literacy and also self-esteem. And also, the third one is assimilating into school culture. So this is more to behavior management on how to you manage the behavior in order assimilate into school culture. Because as we know that school culture is not same. Okay, different school have different culture. Okay, and different people have different behavior. So in order to assimilate into school culture, so the person have to adjust his behavior, have to manage his behavior so that he or she can fit into the school culture. Okay, so emotional intelligence can be defined as the ability to express his or her emotion appropriately, to correctly interpret other people's emotion, and understand the trigger and outcome of certain emotion. Okay, for your information, children with high level of information have skill, okay, in coping their own emotion and other people's emotion in a way that create positive social connection. And also, emotional intelligence will help people to maintain emotional health and pro-social and cooperative behavior. Okay. How about teaching social and teaching emotional skills? Okay. So maybe some of you question how to teach this skill. Okay. So for your information, okay, a research already demonstrate that social skills are associated with school success. Okay. If you successfully manage your social skill, so this will determine your school success. Okay, this is proved by Denham and Burton, 2003. Okay, according to them, pro-social behavior foster peer and teacher relationship. For example, like helping, sharing, taking turn, okay, and also self-regulation skill will hinder aggression. Social skill also will associate with emotional competence. Okay, so that is the strength of social skill. Okay, when you successfully manage your social skill, so this will build a positive relationship and also will build a positive outcome. Okay. According to Pianta and Stillman 2004, preschool teachers strongly influence young children social emotional development. Okay, formal vs informal teaching of social and emotional skills. Okay, there are several differences between these. So in the aspect of formal instruction in social and emotional skill, this will result a positive child development. Okay, so the kids are able to solve problem and also according to the study, okay, they also conduct a study of I can solve problem and AI pulse, kids making healthy choice. The importance of teaching and social emotional skill, why it is important? Because skill is necessary for children to be successful in school and the culture. Okay, because we are adult, okay, we are adult, we already have many skills, okay? And before we become adult, okay, of course, before this, we are children. So as the young children need to develop their skill, okay, to be success in school and also the culture. If the children is managed to have their skill, okay, so they will positively develop in terms of cognitive, in terms of emotion and everything, okay, and also will prevent behavior problem. Okay. Do not teach social skill only when problem behavior occur. Okay, you have to teach social skills at any time and anywhere. Okay, because when you teach social skill only when problem happen, so the children will feel upset. Okay, and this will leads to negative behavior. Okay, negative behavior. So you have to teach social skill, okay, before incident happen, okay, at any time and anywhere. Social and emotional development consists of sense of confidence and competence, ability to form good relationship with peers and adults, ability to identify, understand, and communicate feelings, constructively managing strong emotion, develop empathy, ability to persist at tasks, and ability to follow direction. Okay, here are the checklist of social skill made by McClellan and Katz 1977. Okay, there are a few social skills that you can know. Okay, like approaches peers positively. Okay, by saying like hi, good morning, and say those kind of positive words. Clearly and appropriately expresses needs. Okay, means we will express our needs clearly and in a proper way. Okay, not easily intimidated by bullies, and also expresses frustration and anger positively. Okay, you able to control your frustration and also your anger. Okay, and then easily joins peer in work or play, means you can if you have a good social skill, so you will easy to adapt with other people too. Okay, especially at work or at play. Participate in discussion and activities, ability to take turns. Okay, show an interest in peers, can compromise with peers, accept people of diverse ethnic groups, and uses appropriate nonverbal communication. Okay, so how about teaching peer interaction? Okay, teaching peer interaction. Peer is like our friends, our colleague, okay, someone that friends with us, peer. Rakan sebaya, peer, okay. How to teach peer interaction? Okay, by directly teach the social skill, or you make a role play, okay, like model the behavior. So you can make a role play by using yourself, okay, to your kids, or also you can use puppets, okay, and this is allowed for practice. Okay, the more the practice, the better. Okay, the better. How about to teach? How about to build the teacher-child relationship? Okay, so this is easy. This is simple. Children will model the teacher's behavior. Okay, So this will build them to be cautious and show interest in children's life. Okay. And also we can ask children input when possible and develop close and caring relationship with the children. If you build a positive relationship with children, especially as a course instructor, as their teacher, so they will feel more appreciated, they will feel secured, appreciated, secured, happy with you. Okay, they will feel comfortable also with you. How about child environment relationship? Okay, you can teach them, okay, by let them to become aware of and take care the environment. For example, like ensure the cleanliness of school, okay, like pick up trash or around the schoolyard, make a gotong royong, okay, gotong royong, and kemas classroom, okay, and also if you can do this, okay, you can make them to study the trash, okay, do a scientific observation skill. And also you can ask them to learn how to plant trees. Okay, so this is related to the biology. And in the same time, you teach them on how to appreciate nature, environment. Okay, now we go to the emotional literacy. So emotional literacy is the ability on how to manage the emotion. Okay, so we have two types of emotion that are core emotion and also complex emotion. Okay, so core emotion is joy, happy, joy, anger, sadness, and fear. Okay, complex emotion like frustration, annoyance, you feel annoyed, okay, macam sakit hati, okay, and then boredom and also jealousy. Okay, if you're teaching emotional literacy to your kids, so they will able to recognize and label feelings, okay, like you must feel hurt, okay, and then able to accept feeling, like it is okay to feel hurt when your friend ignores you, okay, and encourage appropriate responses to feeling, okay, like what is a better way we can deal with feelings. Okay, at the same time, it's like we put ourselves in someone's shoe. Okay, that's why we want to know, we want to recognize the feeling, we want to we have to accept the feeling, and also we want to encourage the responses to feeling. Manage conflict. How to manage conflict? Okay, so you also have to learn how to manage the conflict. Okay, how? By help the child accept their feeling as valid, like feel sad, feel happy, feel anger, okay, and then help the child to verbalize their emotion. Okay, verbalize emotion, like express their emotion, and then suggest alternative behavior. Okay, in order to manage the conflict. For example, like if the children is interfacing a situation like being bullied, okay, so what is alternative behavior that they have to do? Okay, like report to teacher or so on. Okay, So these are the tips for helping children learn to resolve conflict. Okay, like pay attention to your kids' conflict. Okay, and then try not to take side or and favor or one child over the other. So you have to be neutral. You have to be neutral. You have to learn. You have to hear two sides. Okay, two sides. Not depends on one side only. And then get both children settled and calm first. After that, baru you ask question. Let them calm dulu. Baru you ask question. What happened? Okay, before you take discipline action. Okay. And then after that, you can help your kids to develop skill to work out their conflict on their own. So you have to teach them on how to manage, how to compromise, how to respect one another. Okay. If you give them tools, so they will have confidence that they can work it out for themselves. Don't yell or lecture. Okay, you just talk in a proper way. Okay, because if you yell or lecture, it wouldn't help at all. Okay, and then it doesn't matter who start it because it takes two to make a quarrel. Like an idiom say, it takes two to tango. Okay, so you have to hold children equally responsible when ground rules get broken. In a conflict, you have to give your kids a chance to express their feeling about each other. Don't try to talk them out of their feelings. So you have to help your kids to find words for their feeling. And then you have to show them to talk about their feeling, what they feel, okay, without yelling, without name calling, or without violence. And then you have to encourage the win-win situation. Okay, so that both sides can gain something. Have to give also to them reminder and warning. Okay, like count to 3. Okay, and then when kids start picking on each other, so you have to help them remember to state their feeling to each other. Okay, help children solve the problem themselves. Okay, and then if you feel angry to your kids, okay, no wonder they are angry at each other. So you also have to manage your anger, okay, so that you can teach them on how to manage their anger. Okay, so as a course instructor, you are a role model. Okay, you are a role model. So before you want to teach them, okay, how to make a solution for the conflict. So you have to model a good conflict resolution for your kids when you interacting with them and with other family members. Okay, so these are the ground rules. These are the ground rules to prevent squabble between children. Okay, so these kinds of ground rules, you can make it by your own self, and no need to put these ground rules in your classroom. Okay, you just make this as a reminder for you. If one day you encounter a conflict, okay, among your kids. And then how to manage anger. How to teach them to manage anger. Anger is marah, okay? So you have to teach them on that anger can interfere with problem solving, okay? Because if you try to solve problem with anger, so actually it wouldn't settle anything, okay? So that's why they need to be calm first and settle properly. Okay, and you have to teach them on how to recognize anger in themselves and their peers. Okay, teach them on how to cool down, how to calm down, and teach them the appropriate ways to express anger. Okay, so these are the signs that a child may have anger issues. Okay, for example, like frequent angry outbursts, even over minor issues, unable to explain feelings when upset, okay, act without thinking, behave recklessly, okay, talk, writes or draws pictures about violence, bully or action aggressively toward others, and so on. Okay, so how to help them to manage their anger? Okay, first you can develop a feeling vocabulary, like you teach them on how to express how they feel, angry ke, upset ke, mad ke, frustrated ke. So you have to teach them on talk out his anger. And then you can use self-talk. Self-talk like doing a technique. Talk to own self, like stop and calm down, stay in control, or I can handle this. Okay, usually myself also use this self-talk, okay, when sometimes we become emotional. Pound it out like we have a pound clay, like hit the pillow or punch a punching bag. Okay, we sometimes kid, they punch when they feel anger, so they will punch their teddy bear. Okay, for example, if some of you watch the Shin-chan cartoon, okay, the Shin-chan friend, the nene, okay, the nene is sometimes the I always watching Shin-chan cartoon. So Shin-chan have their friend, a friend named Nene. Nene is a girl. So sometimes Nene feel angry, okay, angry when sometimes Shin-chan cari pasal dengan dia. So she is feel mad. She's feel mad and she have her rabbit bear. Okay, a rabbit bear, a big rabbit bear. So if she get mad, so she will punch the rabbit. Okay, so this is one of the way to manage anger. And then go to a calm spot. Okay, like set up a place where he can go to gain control. Tear your anger into little pieces, like draw or write what is upsetting him on a piece of paper. Then tear it into little pieces and throw the anger away. Teach on how to stop and breathe. Okay, inhale slowly. Okay, for maybe in the count of 5, then pause for 2 counts, and then slowly breathe out same way, and then repeat. Okay, so this kind of technique also implement by me. Okay, when we want to become emotion or we feel stress. Okay, so we can use this. Okay, like inhale, tarik nafas dulu, and then be calm. Then we manage to control our emotion. Okay, and then we teach 1 + 3 + 10. So this will explain in the next slide. Okay, and then imagine in a calm place, like doing a short yoga. Okay, close his eyes and imagine the spot. Okay, like the beach, his bed ke, grandma's backyard ke, or anything that you ask him to feel calm, to stay calm. And then drawing also can help it, like draw his anger. Okay, and write it. Okay, take it to the calm spot and ask them to write away her anger. And then write to alert to the person they are irritated, then rip it up. Rip it up like koyak. Okay, koyak. So this is how you help them to manage their anger. Tata technique. So Tata technique is a technique for helping children to control anger. Okay, this technique is being used in conjunction with the script story. Tucker turtle takes time to tuck and think. Okay, for additional guidance on how to help children with anger control, so if some of you have this CD, okay, you can watch this CD. Okay, so Okay, according to these turtle techniques, okay, you can do this assembly direction. Okay, you have to print the picture on cardstock and then use or printer paper and glue to manila folder to increase durability. And then you have to laminate the full size cues. And then for the ring cue, for the key ring cues, you have to first laminate and then you have to punch hole in the corner of the picture cues. And then you have to attach the coin, bracelet, key ring. Okay, and then the key ring can then be worn on the teacher's wrist for quick access with individually prompting children. Then your printing direction are on slide 3 and 4. This is the turtle technique. Okay, the turtle technique. So first, recognize that you feel angry. Okay, ouch, sakitnya, ouch. Okay, and then you feel angry, then you stop, control. And then after that, you, the turtle go into the shell. Okay, and he take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. And then think calm, coping thoughts. Okay, and then suddenly he come out of shell when calm and think of solution. Ting! Mentol keluar atas kepala. Idea datang. Okay? So, this is how the technique of staying calm, okay, by using the 1 plus 3 plus 10, calm. So 1, you have to tell yourself, be calm, be relaxed, okay, be calm. Okay, this technique is also applicable to you, not just your kids. Okay, we as adults also can use this staying calm technique of 1 plus 3 plus 10. Be calm. And then plus 3. 3 is 3 deep breaths. Okay. Take a deep breath by count to 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then plus 10. Plus 10 is count slowly to 10. Okay. Maybe you can repeat it to 10. Okay. So I can responsibly be staying calm. This is the technique of staying calm. Okay. Then you also can teach them, help the child to think of a possible solution. Okay, like get a teacher, or you ask them to ask nicely, or sometimes when they feel irritated for by their friend, okay, you can ask them to ignore it, okay, ignore it, or play, okay, and then say please stop, or say please, share, trade toys or item, mean sharing lah, okay, wait and take turns and others. Okay, self-esteem is the judgment, our self-worth. Okay, judgment we make about our self-worth, our own worth. So this include the global appraisal and judgment of different aspects of self. This will affect preschoolers' initiative, and a child's self-esteem depends on their interlocking factors, okay, such as feeling love without reservation for what he is, not simply for what he accomplished. Okay, feeling love, rasa disayangi, and then success in achieving goals he set himself. Okay, so he will feel it is such a accomplishment feeling. And then the positive encouragement he received, so particularly from parents. Okay, how to build self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. So it is divided into 3 components that are competence, that is accomplished goal, worth, valued by others, and control, ability to influence, and environment. Okay, so in terms of building self-esteem, you can do a daily encouragement, okay, like do a sincere, specific, or regular attention to your children, and point out the relationship between a child's successes and their personal strength. You also can do a planned activities, okay, such as you make a VIP of the week. Okay, VIP is the very important person of the week, is allowed to special privilege and an opportunity to share with the class. So when you do this kind of activity, this will build their self-esteem. Okay, and then got other activities to motivate children positive behavior, like you do the book of me, okay, like a small diary. So can ask them to have to create a large scrapbook on life milestone and achievement, or can do chart, or have a effort coupon, or exploring feelings. I know every one of you are very creative, so you can do this activity, or I hope this activity can be an idea, be the ideas for you to create activity to motivate your children positive behavior. So that's all for TLD 304. Okay, so I hope this course will totally help you in how to manage your child development, your children development in terms of cognitive, in terms of language, in terms of the social emotional, in terms of growth and others. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you for learning together with me. Okay, and see you. Bye-bye.